Welcome to the Nebraska Hawk's Nest. These guys are brave! They're Hawkeyes, living in enemy territory. Listen, these guys are way past their prime, but they're still Hawkeyes! They're spreading the Hawkeye hype to all of Nebraska. The frost advisory is canceled! Corn huskers? More like corn suckers. Are you ready for this podcast? Let's go Hawks!
All right, welcome back to the Nebraska Hawk's Nest Collectors Corner episode 3. We got a really great response from everyone from the first few episodes, so I figure we probably keep this train rolling. It seems to be going pretty well. I'm here with Hawk Toys themselves, the awesome Hawkeye collectible store in West Branch, Iowa. We have Shannon and Randy. How's it going today, guys?
So far, so good.
All right. Well, it's a little too dang cold out here in Nebraska. I'm sure it's probably pretty similar over there in beautiful Iowa.
Yeah, wish it'll warm up soon. So.
Yeah, it's a little too cold for this time of year. So sounds like you guys have some pretty cool stuff to show us today. And I know that a lot of the people listening, we've had a great response. They've really enjoyed seeing what Hawk Toys has for sale and some of Randy's really cool items that he has. So we're going to start off today, and Randy's going to show us some pieces from his personal collection. And these ones are not for sale. So they're just items that Randy was wanting to show and share with everyone.
Well, this is something we talked about last time. Gotta get it in front of the camera here.
That's crazy.
Number one dime bank with upside down label.
Wow.
At this time, since we talked
just wanted to show it.
That's pretty cool. I remember you talked about that last time. I've never seen any of the cars with like the upside down label or anything like that. Is that the only one like that?
As far as I know, that's the only one I've come across.
So if you were to like, and obviously, Randy, that's something you're never going to part with, but hypothetically, if you were to put that for sale, what would an item like that go for?
So I will tell you, in the box, they're like 15 if they're perfect.
Normal box.
So, I mean, since I do a lot of our pricing, I would probably put 200 on it at least, just because of its rarity.
I'd say more than that, but
I mean,
it's anyone's guess.
Mm-hmm. I would probably end up putting it in an auction and seeing what happened would be probably what I would do. But yeah, 200 at the minimum.
It's difficult with an item like that when it's a one of a kind. It's just you got to let the buyer set the market and see what it's going to end up going for. So that is cool. I've never seen anything like that before. I've looked at
I've
thousands of those.
Anything like that before either. So I mean, it's totally unusual.
Where did you find that?
I was set up at a flea market show in Cedar Rapids. Another dealer had it, and I traded 1 for 1 for it.
Really?
I was extremely happy. They were happy. So,
yeah, I was going to say you probably got a smoking deal on that.
Yeah, at the time, they wanted more for a different bank than this one. So I basically swapped them.
All right.
I think I came out happier in the end, but
well, that seems like that's obviously a more of a rare item, so that's pretty cool. What else you got for us today?
Well, it's kind of unusual because it's green. It's the University of Iowa Stein. I collect all varieties of Steins. I mean, there's nothing on the back. It's just the university logo and the University of Iowa up on top. So, I mean,
that's cool.
Why it was green, I don't know. Maybe for St. Patrick's Day for some special event.
Yeah, I've never seen a green one like that before. But knowing you got the knack for finding those misprints and those mess up items.
Unusual items.
That's crazy. Where did you find that at? Because I've never seen anything like that.
I've purchased stuff throughout the years in the past, and I could not tell you where I get stuff anymore.
It's one of those old time garage sales that you drug Shannon to when she was a little girl.
Probably.
Oh, that poor kid. That's hilarious.
Here's another one similar to that. It's the University of Iowa logo, black, but it has 1939 on the bottom.
Wow.
I'm not sure if this is from 39 or if it was just someone that graduated from University in 1939 and might have been born in 1939. I can't say it is from 1939. And records like this and other items are not kept.
Yeah. Well, that's sharp though. That's really cool. That's again something I've never seen that exact Stein before ever.
I've only seen the one.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
I collect that type of stuff. People won't see it again.
No, that's why you got to grab it and hold on to it. And there's been certain items over the years, and I think every collector of any kind has stories. But I've had some chances to get some really cool things that at the time I'm like, I better save some cash and just hold off. And then a couple months later, I'm like, I'm an idiot. Why did I pass up on that? Like I found a couple Birch the Bear items back from when he was our mascot, and they had kept that bear underneath the bleachers and used him for one of our first
1900s, I believe.
Yeah, and I'd seen a couple different things, like a postcard and a picture, and I had a chance to get that postcard for, you're gonna smack me across the face when you see me next, and I deserve it. I had a chance to get that for like $30 the first time, and I passed, and it was one of the dumbest things I ever did. That thing goes for about $500 now.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, stupid move on my part. So
win some, lose more.
Yeah, I just feel like that's part of my collection that I'm just not meant to have, because one came up again recently, and they had it for sale for $500, and they wouldn't sell it for less than that. I eventually got them down to about $400, and then somebody snuck right in and got it right out from under me. So I missed out on it twice.
Oh no!
Hopefully, it wasn't the same one.
I don't know. It very well possibly could have been, but you just never know. So yeah, I've had a few knucklehead moves like that in my day where I'm like, I'm an idiot. All right, what else we got here, Randy?
Okay, this is the last item. I buy and sell collections, or I buy collections and piece it off, and every once in a while you'll come across something unusual like this.
Wow.
It's a framed item. It has Hayden Fry's signature, and it says Hayden Fry's last game coached.
Wow.
I mean, this is something I won't part with either.
And the ticket's signed and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's got to be, I mean, I know like we said, personal collection, you're not going to sell that, but that'd be a big ticket item, I would say.
Yeah, especially with the signature.
Displayed like that, they're probably $400 or $500, I'm guessing, but it's one of a kind item. You never know.
Well, especially with it being the ticket from his last game and that he signed it, like Shannon said, that really sets it over the top, and it's displayed so nicely. Where did you say you found that?
I couldn't tell you.
Randy, you're going to too many places and you can't ever remember.
Nope.
Oh,
you know what I'll find at the next one.
Yeah, so just don't go through my collection and ask me where I got stuff, because I'll be the same way. I'm like, I don't really remember. I'm not 100% sure.
Yep.
All right, so Randy, you got any more personal collection items you want to show us?
That's it. That's all I brought today.
Those are pretty cool.
More. There's always more.
Yeah, there'll always be more. We're gonna be able to do this forever. So before we go quickly into the featured items that Hawk Toys has for sale, I was gonna show you real quick something new that I got. So I'm always perusing, looking around, trying to find things, and I kind of talked to you guys about this. I'm like, how this is like one of the few game worn jerseys I haven't gotten. Keep your eyes open, for me if you find it. Well, I found one, and I actually it's Kevin Casper. It's his game worn jersey, and I actually got a hold of him online, and he signed it for me, and sent it back. I don't know if you can see the signature right there, but yeah, it just says to Adam. Nebraska Hawk's Nest, and then he signed his name on the other side. So it was pretty cool, and he was such an awesome guy to work with. Just as cool as could be. And then so when he sends the jersey back, he sends me about 10 autographed football cards of his and some 8x10 signed to. Yeah, I'm like,
you can get rid of them if you want to sell them.
Those so cool. Like so cool. I'm like, that's the great thing about being a Hawkeye fan too, is like they always say you don't ever want to meet your heroes or your idols because you're always going to be disappointed because a lot of times they end up being a prick. And being a Hawkeye fan, that's just never been the case. I pretty much every single guy I've ever interacted with has been the most gracious, appreciative, just very cool, down to earth person. And that's one of the things that I love about our program. The only bad experience I ever had was DJK. That was the only bad one. We reached out to him to do an interview one time, and he goes, "Absolutely not." I'm like, okay, fair enough. Very straightforward. Absolutely not. Doesn't get more clear than that. I'll
to the point.
Yeah.
I'll leave you alone. So like, geez, man, like, okay. So yeah, needless to say, we did not reach back out after that. So yeah, totally fine. But I wanted to show that one to you, Randy, because you're a memorabilia geek just like myself, and you love cool stuff like that. So. All right. So going into my favorite part is the cool items that Hawk Toys has for sale. And just remember, guys, everyone that's watching this, you can go to the Hawk Toys website, hawktoys.com, look them up on Facebook. They're super fast with getting back to anybody with any inquiries. If you don't find what you want on their website, Shannon and Randy are always out hunting, looking for new things. So let them know, and they can typically help you find it.
And I will also say on that point, we are still inventorying stuff. So like he's been buying and selling since 97. I don't know how to explain to people how much stuff there is. Yeah, we have our store, but that's the stuff we've gone through and are able to like tangibly inventory.
We have these items.
Yeah. And so like if you're looking for a program, that's a really great example I can give. I have put out like until like 81, I want to say, on the website, but I haven't gone back to that because I've been doing other stuff. Programs are kind of a beast. So if you're looking for a specific program, just send us a message. I probably have it. It's probably not on the website. It will be eventually. It's kind of my goal, but there's so many.
I've tried to start a wall in my Hawk's Nest cave here. I wanted to get every program from when Iowa, Nebraska have ever played. And those newer programs are so thick, they're like a damn encyclopedia. So like you almost have to get a shadow box to frame those things. And so that's been a little bit of a challenge. And then also too, I think, Randy, you're like the program whisperer. You know about every single freaking program that's ever been out. The old ones are cool and the new ones are boring. Like they're just not as interesting. I don't really like pretty much any program made from like the mid to late 80s on, or just kind of Like the really cool stuff is like, anywhere from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
Those are the interesting ones that are really unique and well done. Everything looks mass produced now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like the pictures are cool on some of them, but I really like the old art that they would do on the older ones.
Yeah.
They just have quite a few older ones right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That 1930 Nebraska, 37 or something.
Yeah. Was that the one I just bought from you guys?
Yeah.
I've been eyeing that one for a while. So I finally decided to pull the trigger. And Shannon with her, she knows she's got a victim when she has one. And she just kept kind of putting it out there to me. Oh, I have this. Oh, I have this.
We take tax refunds. We take COVID stimuluses.
Hey, you probably took a chunk of mine, I'm sure, but she knows a victim when she sees one, and she saw me. She's like, he can only say no so many times because I know he wants this. So I eventually succumbed and got it, and I have it hanging up on that wall. So I'm glad I got it. But yeah, like anything Hawkeye Nebraska related, since I live in Nebraska and I lived here so long, that's one of my if not my favorite rivalry. So if you ever get anything cool like that related to when those two have played, let me know. And I wish I could tell everybody, like we're, working with you guys on this, that you give me preferential treatment and tell me about stuff before it comes out, but you do not. So everyone that's watching, you got just as good of a chance, if not better, to get this stuff than I do.
Yeah, we have quite a few followers now. I mean, back in the day when we had just started out, I mean, I could definitely like say I'll keep you on my list for this, but
Yeah.
I tell you, it's hard. If I kept a list of look for the specific item, it'd be 20 pages long. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
put it on our Facebook page or our website.
as much as I would like to think that I'm special, I'm just not. I'm just another dude trying to get some Hawkeye memorabilia. So what items do you got to show us that are featured at Hawk Toys right now?
Yeah, so the last few days we've been really going through our ticket stubs, and we have some new ones in. It's kind of piggybacking off the ticket stub that Randy showed.
All right.
Don't know if you remember the 1985 Iowa Michigan game.
Oh,
But
wow.
here's a ticket stub from that game.
Very cool.
Here's the back. You want to talk about that game?
It looks like it's in mint condition too.
There is a crease in it.
Crease down the middle.
down here.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a little bit of a crease. Not mint, definitely the stub portion.
Yeah.
And they ripped all the tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. That happens.
But this was a really, really monumental game.
One that placed us in the Rose Bowl in '86.
Yeah, so had to
Number
be.
Yeah.
one against number two.
Mhm.
I'd like to get back to that number one spot. That would be nice. I would enjoy that. That's something that I would definitely, I don't think Hawk fans would take for granted. And I know they didn't take for granted back then. That was a big game. And if you collect Hawkeye history and are a big collector, that would be a piece that would be very cool to have. How much is something like that going for right now?
This is 175 for the ticket stub. So
That makes sense because that was such a pivotal game. Maybe, maybe some could say the biggest, if not one of the top 5 biggest in Iowa football history. Would you agree, Randy?
That was probably one of the biggest ones for the Hayden Fry era.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest. I
Yeah.
mean, it was most televised, most attended, most
Yeah.
most everything, pretty much.
yeah,
It's always fun beating Jim Harbaugh too. I always enjoy that.
Well, anytime you beat Michigan's fun.
It is. It's very satisfying.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
that's a really good piece to display with a program. We also have that program. And I don't have it with me today. It's not on our website yet, but we have some of those too. I don't know the price or anything on that, but
Okay.
that's the ticket stubs.
Very cool. And I love how cool that is. Our last collector's corner edition, he'd let us know about I believe his name is Dave, that had the program from his first game that you guys helped him get with the ticket in there. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. I'm like, that inspired me a little bit. So I need to go back and figure out when my first game was, and I'm going to do the same thing too. So again, this stuff's getting me in trouble and I'm spending more money than I should. But I thought that was a pretty cool idea. I know you don't mind. Of course you don't mind. You have to put some stuff on layaway, bring back that old payment method from the 90s. All right. What else we got?
Awesome. So this is the 2019 Holiday Bowl Champions Rocks Glass.
Okay.
So since we won that game, we had this manufactured. So the only place you can get it is Hawk Toys. You won't find it at Shields or Black and Gold Shop. It's only here with us.
Awesome.
Exclusive to us. So pretty cool way to commemorate that we won the Holiday Bowl. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, these are $20. Really great to display on your rocks glass wall, or if you have a bar. They're really, really cool. So
Yeah, that is cool. That was such an awesome win. I love that bowl game.
yeah.
And it'd been so long since we'd been there. Say that again, Randy.
Any win is good.
Touche. But again, like I said, Michigan beating USC feels real nice too.
It does.
Yeah.
All right. What's our next item up?
Yeah, so we'll stick with the bowl game theme. So not sure if you guys know this happened, but the Music City Bowl did actually put out buttons for the 2020 bowl game.
All right.
So link on the back, but we do have the 2020 button, even though it didn't happen. So it's like really glaring. There we go.
Yeah, I can see that. And then I bought the pennant. They made the pennant. I bought that from you guys
Yep.
as well.
I think that was before the Missouri went back home over Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we all know they had no intention of playing in that bowl game. That was
Probably.
No, I kind of understand where the coach was coming from Missouri. I think he had just finished his first season and they had a surprisingly good year, better than they thought. And he didn't want to, have the momentum of the growth of the program get slammed shut by getting stomped by, a really hot Iowa team at the time. Because at that time we were playing so well that we were the best team in the West, but we lost those first 2 games, and I think we would have given Ohio State a really difficult time, if not beaten them in the Big Ten championship, because Ohio State slept through 3/4 of that game.
I could have been fun to watch.
Yeah, no, it definitely would have been. So I mean, that's just, again, early season. You got to handle your business because we were the best team in the West, and we didn't get to go because we didn't beat Northwestern like we should have. So that's but Randy, with those items, especially with that Music City Bowl that didn't happen, do you anticipate with the production of that not really being real high, that down the road in 10, 15, 20 years, that's going to be a little bit more of a rare high dollar item?
Probably.
I would say it's probably on par with like the Sun Bowl. The Sun Bowl, even though it did happen, it didn't really get bought up that much by people, like with merchandise. So now you try to get a Stein and you're dropping a couple $100.
A lot of the stuff with the Sun Bowl, it was right after Christmas, and they didn't know if they'd be able to get it before Christmas, and they didn't want to sit on the inventory after the bowl game.
Okay.
There's a lot going on with that, so it's really hard to say. So.
Yeah.
I've always been surprised too that whenever they announce the bowl game matchups, that if you go, especially the Outback Bowl, because we've gone there so many times, you go on their website and it takes them a long time to get any of the merchandise up on the website to sell. Because when it gets announced, and I'm in a couple of days, I'm it'd be cool to get an Outback Bowl t-shirt and a hat. And then it's by the time they finally get it up there, I'm forget it. I don't really want it anymore. They're slow moving on that. Outback Bowl, step it up, man. The rest of them too. It's just they're so slow.
Or you order a bunch of stuff and they cancel the order after the game is already done.
Yeah,
No.
It just, you would think with bowl games that'd be such a revenue generator for them. And I remember I have one I should show you sometime, Randy. But the last time that we played in the Outback Bowl against Florida, they kind of kicked our butts. I think it was CJ Beathard's senior season. They printed a bunch of footballs and they didn't on the Tiger Hawk. They didn't have the bottom half of the beak. It was completely missing on there. So that's a little misprint item. That's in your wheelhouse, man. You love that stuff.
We should bring the program for that Outback Bowl, right? Wasn't it that one? 2019, 2017?
Mississippi.
Yeah. I don't know. There's one Outback Bowl where the spine on the program was the wrong year.
Okay.
It was the previous time we were there. And then we printed them just for us.
Okay.
They said they were going to reprint them, and I said, well, do you want me to send these other ones back? And they said no. I got 2 programs from the same year, but the spine is different years.
See, I wouldn't even have noticed that. I wouldn't even have looked on the spine. So I'd have something like that and I wouldn't even know what I had. But then the people at the Outback Bowl thought I was insane because I'm at the merchandise stand. I'm going to pick up some things to put in the man cave, since I came down to the bowl. And I'm you guys misprinted the Tiger Hawk. That's disrespectful. And I'm get it together. And they're what? What's wrong with it? And I go, take a look at it and tell me that you don't see anything wrong with this. You're missing half the damn beak of the bird. Come on. And they're oh no. So they're well, you know what? We printed off 10,000 of these. So it is what it is. We're going to roll with it. And well, all right. That's either going to be a real rare, expensive thing that, people are going to want down the road, or people are going to be pissed off about it and not buy it. So I don't know. I think I'm just weird. I don't know if anyone else even noticed it because they've been selling it half the day and didn't even know.
See.
All right, Shannon, you got anything else for us, or is that?
Yes, I do have one more.
All right.
These are $10, by the way. I don't know.
Okay.
But kind of going along with that crazy 2020 year, there is a 2020 homecoming button.
Cool.
The game that was never played. We did not play on October 3rd because we got delayed.
I think it was a week later we played a different team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're out there.
Was that when we were supposed to play Michigan?
Northwestern, yeah.
Okay.
They're on the top. But yeah, we never played this game either. So and these are $3. So
well, that's a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
And see, like we talked about, if you're a collector, these cool things like this that have a little bit of a story, that's what gives it some value. Is that that game did get played. So that's pretty cool, and that's a really good price.
Usually, what the homecoming people will do is let me know as to how many's being made. The 2020, they wouldn't say one way or another.
They said it was the same as they've made before when I reached out. So, I mean, there's still quite a few out there. Which kind of brings down our price point too. It's not as rare yet. I just like to let you know it is out there. So we've had a lot of people come into the store and be like, "Oh, you probably don't have a 2020," and I'm like, "Yeah, I do," and they don't even know it was made. So it's this whole last year was just kind of weird, but there are at least some things that we can kind of commemorate the crazy season.
And Randy, we kind of talked about this last time. I've gotten really big into the collecting, like the toys, the Hawkeye cars, and it's a really bad addiction now. I'm getting.
Well, for me, it's hurting.
Yeah, it's getting worse and worse by the week. I just keep like, I don't think I have that one, and it's still my collection pales in comparison to yours. But I know we talked about this briefly. Do you think that there's any chance that they're going to make any more of those ever down the road?
Probably, but who knows when?
That Ertl thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can reach out and ask.
Yeah, I'd say we need guys like Randy poking the bear and getting them on it, because it's eventually going to get to the point where I have them all, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to show Randy all the ones that I have, so he can be like, okay, you got to get some of these ones and help me out here, because he's the master of those.
To let you know, there's over 100 in my collection.
Okay, I don't have 100. I think I have like about 18 or 19 now. So I'm way off.
There are a few non-Ertl banks that we have gotten in recently. I don't know if you can see them, but like this is a first gear number 3 right here.
Okay.
And other way. First gear number 1 is here. There's a second one that I don't have, but that 3 is new.
I saw a really cool. It was like a gas pump that went with those. Do you guys have that?
Nope, right there.
How much is that?
I think they're 40.
Son of a gun. We're gonna do this every episode. Invoice me. Damn it.
Well, for you, how about 50?
Hey, I should get a discount, man. Come on. See it, just like I told everyone, I don't get any special treatment, but I've been wanting to get that gas pump for a while. So send me over the invoice for that. I'm gonna pick that one up. So, and like we talked about, if you guys have seen anything on here that you'd like to purchase, you can reach out to Hawk Toys on Facebook, their email address at hawktoys@gmail.com, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Or if you're looking for something, don't hesitate to send us a note.
Yeah.
Someone was looking for a specific vinyl record, and I couldn't find one. 2 years later, I finally found one thinking, oh, he got that one. He got it. There's no way. Message him. He was ecstatic. So he never found one.
That's awesome. See, and that's got to be a great feeling for you guys that, a lot of this stuff is super nostalgic for people, and they want these specific items because it brings back like a really special memory that they had with a family member or a friend with Hawkeye Athletics, and you guys are fulfilling that for them. So that's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember one of the first times that you reached out to us was about a banana peel jersey.
Yes.
You were like, I'm sure you don't have one or something, and I pulled a couple out. So
and I bought them. I know. So I got the black one and the white one now. That's like my favorite jersey of all time. And I remember like before I found out about you guys, I'd always be like, God, wouldn't it be cool if there was like a store somewhere that like sold like Hawkeye memorabilia and like old school vintage stuff? Like that would be a dream come true for me. And then poof, there you guys are all of a sudden. Fantastic. So I hope Hawk Toys sticks around forever and never goes anywhere, because it's by far my favorite store. Just don't ever come out with a Hawk Toys credit card, please.
Maybe some reward points.
Randy's brain's turning now. As soon as I said that, I saw his face. He goes,
let's see.
Oh man, I'm going to be in trouble then.
A reward program here.
Hey, that's a good idea. See, I'd have a lot of reward points by now, so I'd be down for that. Well, guys, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you guys probably got some customers to help out and some memorabilia hunting to do for some of your clients out there looking to fill their Hawkeye collection. Again, everybody, like, leave comments on the video. Send Shannon and Randy a message. They'll do everything they can to get you any piece of memorabilia that you need. And if they don't have it, they'll hunt for it and they'll find it. But thanks again, guys, for hopping on here and showing us some of the cool pieces that you have.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You bet.
All right. See you guys. Go Hawks.
Thanks. See ya.
Later.